the highly anticipated seventh match, the AWA World Heavyweight Championship bout between Nick Bockwinkel and Hulk Hogan, takes center stage. Bockwinkel enters the arena. Adorned in yellow trunks and black knee pads, his license plate title belt gleaming. Suddenly, the arena erupts with a thunderous roar as the iconic music fills the air. Although the WWF network version replaces it with canon music, I paused the show and sought out the original clip, as the edited version fails to capture the electrifying atmosphere and the crowd's deafening cheers as Hogan makes his grand entrance. The crowd's reaction speaks volumes, a picture worth 1,000 words. It is a truly remarkable moment. Hogan, the larger-than-life superhero of the 80s, exudes an aura of power and determination. He possesses an innate charisma, a mastery of captivating the audience with his every move and gesture. In an era dominated by oversized baby faces making courageous comebacks against formidable heels, Hogan stands as the ultimate symbol of valor, capable of matching any villain's powerhead. Despite the limited production values of 1983, the match's significance is undeniable. Hogan emerges from the masses, his flowing hair and Hulkamania banner barely visible amidst the throngs of fans. His custom shirt emblazoned with the bold declaration, "We want the belt now or never," perfectly encapsulates the collective desire of the crowd. Hogan represents their hope, their belief that he will conquer the seemingly insurmountable obstacle before him. The electricity in the building is palpable as Hogan enters the ring, ready for the challenge. The stakes were astronomical, as Bockwinkel's unwavering demand for a hefty fee prompted promoter Wally Carbo to elevate ticket prices, rendering this event the most lucrative payday in professional wrestling history. As the bell rang, the atmosphere crackled with anticipation. Hulk Hogan, a force to be reckoned with, seized Bockwinkel in a knuckle lock, transitioning into a powerful shoulder block, swiftly executing a vintage-style push-off, who countered with a cunning headlock. Hogan's resilience shone through as he pushed off and delivered a thunderous shoulder block, once again felling Bockwinkel. The two titans locked up once more, each seeking an advantage. Bockwinkel, a seasoned veteran, attempted to regain control with another headlock, but Hogan's unwavering strength proved too formidable. The crowd erupted in a frenzy as Hulk neutralized Bockwinkel's maneuvers with relentless shoulder blocks, leaving the latter bewildered and in awe of Hogan's immense power. Time seemed to stand still as 5 grueling minutes elapsed. Bockwinkel, exhausted and gasping for breath, sank to his knees, seeking a moment of respite. The tension was palpable as the two warriors locked up yet again. Bockwinkel, with a glimmer of defiance, unleashed a right hand and a knee lift against the ropes, igniting chants of support for Hogan. Sensing an opportunity, Bockwinkel executed an Irish whip, but Hogan, with lightning fast reflexes, stopped Bockwinkel in his tracks and delivered a devastating punt kick, sending Bockwinkel soaring through the air. Despite his age, Bockwinkel's resilience shone through as he displayed incredible agility, showcasing his enduring ability to captivate the audience. In the raucous arena, Hogan, the wrestling titan, unleashed a flurry of thunderous knees against the ropes, while the crowd's fervent chants echoed through the arena. Bockwinkel, feeling the relentless pressure, desperately flopped out of the ring, only to be met with a devastating double foot stomp from the Hulkster. With the crowd holding their breath, Hogan seized the opportunity, slamming Bockwinkel with a bone, crushing backbreaker and swiftly moving for a cover. However, Bockwinkel, fueled by sheer determination, managed to place his foot on the bottom rope, narrowly escaping defeat. The battle intensified as Hogan drove Bockwinkel into the corner with an Irish whip, followed by a relentless shoulder assault. Bockwinkel, resilient amidst adversity, rose to his knees and unleashed a barrage of gut-wrenching punches, aiming to incapacitate his formidable opponent. With unwavering resolve, he continued his assault, delivering punishing knees to Hogan's ribs, seeking to separate cartilage from bone. As Bockwinkel attempted a cover, Hogan, fueled by adrenaline and sheer willpower, kicked out with such force that Bockwinkel was sent flying through the ropes. Undeterred, Bockwinkel sprang back into the ring, securing a front headlock, desperately attempting to tame the untamed beast that was Hogan. Remarkably, despite his 50 years of age, Bockwinkel displayed astonishing tenacity, refusing to succumb to the relentless onslaught. Unlike many of his contemporaries who soared through the air with audacious maneuvers, Bockwinkel possessed a distinct style that prioritized controlled, snug grappling. While he may have lacked the high-flying theatrics of others, his every move was calculated and impactful, leaving an undeniable mark on his opponents. In the ring, Bockwinkel's strategy shifts as he drops a knee on Hogan, attempting to wear him down. But Hogan remains resilient, kicking out of the pin attempt. He delivers a high-impact leg drop, sending Bockwinkel crashing to the mat. The crowd erupts in cheers as the tide begins to turn in Hogan's favor. The pace of the match intensifies as Hogan and Bockwinkel exchange a series of near falls. Bockwinkel tries to regain control with a sleeper hold, but Hogan powers out and drives him into the corner. Hogan connects with a series of punches and a clothesline, sending Bockwinkel staggering. The crowd is on its feet, sensing a potential Hulkamania moment. Bockwinkel, battered but not beaten, launches a desperate counterattack. Bockwinkel follows up with a submission hold, trying to sap Hogan's strength. Hogan, fueled by the roar of the crowd, fights out of the hold and locks Bockwinkel in a backslide. The tension in the arena is palpable as both men struggle to gain the upper hand. Minutes tick away, and the outcome of the title match hangs in the balance. Hogan fights back with sheer willpower, desperately clutching at Bockwinkel's hair in an attempt to break free, but Bockwinkel remains resolute, clinging to Hogan like a leash. In a desperate move, Hogan ingeniously pulls Bockwinkel over his head, sending him crashing onto the unsuspecting referee, who breaks the sleeper hold. However, Bockwinkel is far from finished as he relentlessly attempts to regain control, latching onto Hogan once more with the sleeper hold. But Hogan counters brilliantly by running him into the ropes and sending him flying out of the ring, leaving Bockwinkel stunned and frustrated as Hogan roars in triumph. Some allege it was a deliberate action, but upon closer examination, it seems Hogan stumbled forward onto the ropes, causing Bockwinkel, who was perched on the top rope, to tumble over. It appeared as if Hogan had sent Bockwinkel flying over the top rope. This moment marked the symbolic demise of the Golden Goose, a pivotal turning point that unfolded before our very eyes. Bockwinkel stood on the apron as Hogan executed a suplex on Nick from the same elevated position. After delivering a powerful leg drop, Hogan pinned Bockwinkel with the championship on the line. The crowd erupted in a frenzy as the referee counted 1, 2, 3. In a breathtaking 18 minutes and 12 seconds, Hulk Hogan had triumphed over Nick Bockwinkel, finally capturing the coveted AWA championship. In the hallowed annals of professional wrestling, where larger-than-life personas clash in a spectacle of athleticism and drama, there emerged a pivotal moment that forever altered the course of history. In the heart of a passionate wrestling audience, the AWA stood tall, daring to challenge the titans of the industry and carve its own path to glory. And on this fateful night, as the spotlight shone brightly on Nick Bockwinkel and Hulk Hogan, a seismic event unfolded that would send shockwaves throughout the wrestling world. With the eyes of the nation upon them, Hogan and Bockwinkel engaged in a fierce battle, each wrestler pushing their limits, determined to emerge victorious. The tension was palpable, the atmosphere electric, and the anticipation for a monumental outcome reached fever pitch. The crowd erupted in a frenzy of cheers, believing that the reign of Bockwinkel was about to come to an abrupt end. But fate had a cruel twist in store. Just as Hogan, overcome with emotion, clasped the championship belt, a bombshell dropped. Mean Gene, the iconic wrestling commentator, stepped into the ring, bearing a message that would shatter Hogan's dreams. Stanley Blackburn, the president of the AWA, had rendered a controversial decision disqualifying Hogan for allegedly throwing Bockwinkel over the top rope. The belt was retained by Bockwinkel over the top rope, leaving Hogan in a state of utter disbelief and disappointment. The crowd, stunned by this turn of events, reacted with a chorus of boos, hurling garbage into the ring in a display of outrage. This was not the ending they had envisioned. They were angry, not at the wrestlers, but at the promotion itself. It was a moment of reckoning, a stark realization that the AWA had failed to deliver on its promise of a satisfying conclusion. Hogan, seething with anger and frustration, relinquished the championship belt, casting it aside with contempt. This would mark the final chapter in the storied rivalry between Hogan and Bockwinkel, two legends of the sport who had etched their names in wrestling history.